Thank you very much. Thanks for having me, man. A big game for the club, for the team. It's no secret that as players and technical staff and the club as a whole, we've been, we've had to come through a very difficult week. But it was important for us as a team and as a club to give a bounce back kind of performance, one that we were always capable of doing, I felt, it was a culmination of that, and I'm very, very proud of the performance that the players. I know we as coaches, when we win games, it's easy to say we're proud of the performance of the players, but that's exactly how I can describe the performance tonight under very difficult conditions against a team that is full of talent, a team that is riddled with quality, and to give a performance like my boys gave tonight, I'm super proud of the result, and I think it's something that they totally deserved at the end of 95 minutes.
Thank you very much, Coach. Members of the media, it's your turn. Straight to the question to make it easy for the coach to answer, and one question at a time. Introduce yourself, your name and a media house.
Coach Andre Arendse from DStv Times. How difficult or how easy was it to motivate your squad of players? Obviously, with some news of Tembo leaving after a long time at Supersport, you worked with him as well. So, was it easy? Was it difficult to motivate this team to put such a performance today by the Chiefs?
Not difficult at all, and I say that based on the evidence of the past week at training, the vibe, the atmosphere, the commitment, leading up to the game tonight. I said to the players, the one thing that's going to get you something out of this game is your willingness to commit to it, and your levels of focus. And you've got to be focused for 90 minutes plus against a team like this. A team that's got lots of quality, as I said, a team that's well coached by Stuart Baxter. It's important for us to stay switched on and not give them a minute to breathe, pretty much. And so it's a culmination of the week that was the atmosphere, training, just the vibe. There was a vibey week for the players, and those were the signs. Those were the signs that I was looking for. I said to the players, in the space of this week leading up to this game, there was not a hell of a lot I could teach them or do differently with them. But it's going to take their willingness and their commitment, and they gave that. They gave that tonight. They worked their socks off tonight. Like I said, the word that comes to mind is super proud.
Thank you, Coach. Rovi, Mike, kindly, there's a hand. There you go.
Thank you. Evening, Coach.
Anyway.
Fidel from front runner, and congratulations on the 3 points.
Thank you.
What was your game plan coming into this encounter? I know 3 points, I'm very happy with it.
Yeah.
What is the game plan coming into this encounter? Thank you.
In the pre-match talk I had with the team today, I wrote 3 words on the board, and those 3 words were free to play. And that had a lot to do with the game plan. Free to play. I wanted the team to move the ball around. I wanted us to keep possession. I wanted us to just find forward solutions in the way we set up. It had nothing to do with formations, but I wanted us to put Kaizer Chiefs on the back foot in possession. And we never at any stage gave the ball away cheaply in the game. When we did, we worked our socks off. I thought our pressing was fantastic today. And Gabuza is always a big part of our pressing structure. The minute he goes, everybody else knows how to follow in terms of how to close players down. And we got that right today. When we lost possession, the guys were quick to try and win the ball back. I also thought our defending lines were very good. There've been times in the past where we've been defending too deep. We'd find ourselves defending on our 18-yard area when our midfielders and forwards have been pushed up quite high. And I love the fact that we were brave enough to push our lines further up the field. So the fact that I wanted them to play today had pretty much to do everything to do with the game plan.
Technicians, a better mic, please. Can we test one to that one? Go for it, Mthokozisi.
Okay, Mthokozisi from Daily Sun.
Mthokozisi.
Coach, you just made a 10-11 game and a winless run. Now you have 5 games remaining. What are you hoping to achieve in the 5 games that we were left with since we're in position 8?
Yeah, it's very simple actually. It's to finish as high as we can in the league table. You know, we often speak about this proud record we have about finishing in the top 8. But it's more than just that for me. I want the players to commit to finishing as high as we possibly can in the league, and I don't say that because we've won the game against Kaizer Chiefs now. I say that because we are capable of doing it. I've got a bunch of players who literally have showed tonight that they are capable of coming up against the best, holding their own against the best, and potentially beating them. And we've got to continue with that attitude. And I think if the players have the kind of attitude and approach for every single game to come like they did tonight, I think they'll get more out of games like that than lose games.
Thank you. Next question. We'll take the last 3 and we'll close. The leader.
Okay, Coach, congratulations on the victory.
Thanks, man.
The CEO, Stan Mitchell, says Andre Arendse has got the last games of the season to show that he wants this job. Surely you want it.
It's not something that I have to put forward first and foremost in my mind right now. My number one priority is to see out the next 6 games as best I can with the group of players that I have, as best they can, get them in a good frame of mind, game in and game out like we did tonight. And I think the rest will take care of itself. It's a massive honor being a interim head coach of a club like this. I've got a proud history with this club as a player, and to be given the opportunity to take the team, especially for these closing 6, it would be now 5 games of the season. I think that's my first and foremost focus.
Thank you, Coach. We'll go for the last 2 questions. You can go for it, Rolly.
Okay. Coach, have we seen the last of Sipho Mbule in a Supersport jersey? Or maybe in the last few matches, you can still see him?
I think Sipho Mbule is a case that's being handled by the management of the club. And I'd like to keep it that way. I think those things have been well documented. And I think that's something that the club will guide me on. I have to place my focus on what's real at the moment to me. And every single player inside that dressing room right now is real to me. And I've got to place my focus on them. Sipho Mbule will sort itself out.
Last question from Rana.
Thank you, Vina. Coach, you spent a lot of time with Coach Kaizer Tembo.
Yeah.
What legacy does he leave Supersport?
He leaves a 22 or 23-year legacy at the club as both a player and as a coach. He's got a proud history with the club. It's been a fantastic honor for me to have worked with him as a coach. I've learned so much from him. We cut from the same cloth in terms of the commitment we ask from players, the structures that we've built together, the kind of playing styles we're looking for from players. So with that in mind, there was not a hell of a lot that I needed to change going to this particular game in terms of structures, the way we want to play, the way we want players to address themselves on the field of play, the kind of solutions we look for in games, the way we handle our set plays, for example, for and against. Those are structures that have been built by mainly him. And when I came on board as his assistant, we worked through it together. So, you know, it's important for us, as I've said in the build-up to the game, it's important for us to acknowledge the kind of work that he started with the club. And it's made my job easier in the sense that I could then now purely focus on just tweaking the little things that we needed to work on this week that's passed, and get the players to implement that into the game situation, which they did superbly well tonight. And as I said, it's a result of they got what they deserved at the end of 90, 95 minutes tonight.